Hello everyone, my name is Tinotenda Chari. I'm doing my BA Honours in Geography at lovely professional university. Today we're going to talk about sugar making process, and I'm going to give a short brief about the processes that are involved in sugar making. So basically, sugar making process is the process of extracting and refining sugar from natural sources, primarily sugarcane and sugar beets. So the process begins with harvesting the plants and crushing them to extract the juice, and this is then purified, concentrated by boiling, and crystallized to form raw sugar. In some cases, the raw sugar undergoes further refining to produce white granulate sugar commonly used in households. So the byproducts of sugar making, such as molasses and bagasse, are also utilized in various industries, making it an efficient and multiple purpose process. So yeah, as you can see, these pictures, they are showing the sugar cane plant that we actually use to make our sugar that we use for tea, baking, and many other processes that need sugar. So sugar is harvested from different sugar cane forms. Sugar comes from sugar canes as sweet juice, and then it looks like the plant looks like a bamboo that can measure up to 6 meters high. And during the process of the sugar making, there are certain machines that are used to crush and also separate the residue from the main course that will be used to make our sugar. So the sugar that is the juice that is actually produced after grinding and crushing the sugar cane, it undergoes a process called sophistication and bleaches. It is done for about 6 hours, and it is mixed with lime solution for about 6 hours. So we're going to talk about the processes that are involved in this. So the sugar crystals are put into a large dryer. Then hot air is blown um, to sugar humidity level down 0.02% standard for table sugar, and then sugar crystals are then carried and pounded down a cart that brings it to the automated packaging machine that fills a 2 kilo plastic bag. So as we all know, I just gave a short brief about what happens exactly. So the first process, there is harvesting, where sugarcane is harvested either manually with machetes or mechanically. Then secondly, we have cleaning and crushing. The harvested cane is cleaned to remove dirty and leaves. Then it is crushed using heavy rollers, and then we have the juice clarification, whereby the extracted juice contains impurities and is treated with lime and heated to remove these impurities. We have the evaporation process, whereby the clarified juice is boiled in multiple effective evaporators to remove most of the water, turning it into thick syrup. Then we have the crystallization process, whereby the serum is further boiled in vacuum pans where sugar crystals begin to form. And then we have the centrifugation, like the mixture of crystals and molasses, which is called the massicute, is spun into centrifuges to separate the sugar crystals from the residue, which is basically the molasses. Then lastly, we have the drying and packaging, like the wet sugar crystals are dried using hot air, and once dry, the sugar is cooled and screened and then packaged for sale. As you can see, this is the flag of India, and well, this is the sugar that is already it is ready to be sold and ready to be sent for market. So this was the whole process, showing how sugar is done, and the further processes that are involved. So as we can see, those are the forklifts handling sugar bags, which actually transport the sugar bags from where they would have manufactured, ready for picking and ready for those who come for orders to sell to the market people. And yeah, so So on the 12th of April, I visited Golden Sanda Mills in Fagwara. We went there as a class, as geography students. We wanted to go and find furthermore and also have a good experience, and also at least get to understand a little better about the processes that are involved. So these are my classmates, the geography students, and it was actually an amazing trip, though of course the journey was a bit long and it was so hot, but then we managed to do exactly what we had actually went for, and we had fun, like, yeah. We had great experience. We asked all the questions that we wanted to know, and like I have explained before, how the process is done, and yeah, the hours that are taken for the whole process to be done and everything else. So basically, I would love to say this trip was fruitful because it actually helped us understand how sugar is made, regardless of the consequences that were there at some point. But then at least we had the chance to go and learn face to face, without reading the whole processes into books. You know, sometimes it's better to see it live rather than reading or going through your notes, because we all know that the things that we experience are never forgotten, rather than the things we get to read. We easily forget them because we won't be able to relate what really happened. But right now, I believe as a class we're in a position where we can actually tell and explain what really happens and all the stages that are actually involved, as we all know that sugar is one of our fundamental needs that we need for tea, like I mentioned before, like for baking, like for food to have tastes. Sugar is more of like salt, because food without salt would be tasteless. That's the same with sugar, because all the drinks we have, the cakes, the cookies, like biscuits, all the sweet stuffs that we eat, they actually have sugar in them. So this is where we get to realize that sugar is one of the most important needs that we need, because our body also needs it for some processes, like the as we know that sugar, it is our source of energy, like the primary source of energy, whereby the glucose is broken down by the body to provide energy for a cellular functions. And um our body also use other fuels like fats and proteins. It primarily relies on glucose for energy, specifically, especially the brain. So this is where you get to realize how important sugar is, and also the brain relies heavily on glucose for energy and proper function. And yeah, we all know that without the brain, our functions and thinking, memory, and learning are impaired. So basically, we can say sugar is the body booster for energy, and without sugar, you suffer from cravings, maybe basically feeling weak and also low, like it raises your blood glucose quickly, whereby you realize that there are some people that are actually diabetic. Those are some of the effects, like the lack of sugar. So this is why we say sugar is highly necessary for us, like for our bodies, and for like the process whereby the carbohydrates are, they are tend to like they're actually breaking down for them to be consumed by our body. So on this video, this shows from where I started, like my journey from home up to Fagwara, and from Fagwara back to home. So yeah, this was the whole event, like the whole thing for the 12th of April. And like to thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and also comment. Thank you.